Welcome to the Inspiring Illustrations channel. Abigail's story. Who was Abigail in the Bible? Abigail, a significant woman in biblical history, is remembered for her wisdom and ability to resolve conflicts. In the Old Testament, she stood out as an admirable figure. Her name, Abigail, likely means "my father is joy" in Hebrew. Abigail's story is marked by a crucial incident. She prevented David from committing injustice and shedding unnecessary blood. With words of reconciliation and a generous gift of supplies, Abigail managed to control David's anger, saving Nabal's life. In this video, you will learn everything the Bible reveals about Abigail. We will explore her life, the challenges she faced, and the lessons we can learn from her story. But before we continue, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. That way, you won't miss any of our Bible studies. Before we explore Abigail's story, it's crucial to clarify an important point. In the scriptures, we find two women named Abigail in the same historical period. The first, the focus of our narrative, is the most prominent in biblical stories. The second, less mentioned, was King David's sister. This Abigail gave birth to Amasa, a notable warrior in the Israelite army. It's essential not to confuse these two women. Although they share the same name and era, their stories and roles in the biblical narrative are distinct. Abigail's story begins after the death of a great man of God, the prophet Samuel. The biblical text reports that after Samuel's departure, deep sadness took hold of Israel. After Samuel's departure, deep sadness took hold of Israel. The leader and prophet who had guided them so much had left this world. His body was taken to Ramah, where he received a funeral worthy of his importance. Meanwhile, David, seeking refuge, wandered in the desert of Paran. He heard about Nabal, a wealthy man who lived in Carmel, a descendant of the renowned Caleb. Nabal was a rich landowner, with a flock of 3,000 sheep and 1,000 goats, but his wealth was not accompanied by generosity. He was known for his rude and aggressive nature. His wife, Abigail, in contrast, was admired for her beauty and intelligence. David, on his journey, learned that Nabal was in Carmel, busy shearing his sheep. Driven by the need for help, he sent 10 of his men to meet with Nabal. They carried with them a message of respect and a plea for help. David's message, filled with respect and cordiality, was delivered to Nabal's ears. "May the Lord's peace be with you, Nabal," the messengers began. "David, the son of Jesse, sends his greetings and wishes prosperity to you, your family, and all that belongs to you. He knows that you are busy shearing your sheep and wanted to inform you that your shepherds have been in our company, and we can assure you that no harm was done to them. We did not take anything that was yours while they were in Carmel. Ask them, and they will confirm our words. David asks that you welcome us with hospitality, for we are on a festive day. Please offer us, your servants, and David your friend, whatever you can." The messengers, after delivering the message, patiently awaited Nabal's response. However, the response was a cruel insult, revealing Nabal's arrogance and lack of respect. "David? The son of Jesse? Who is he? I've never heard of that name." Nowadays, many slaves run away from their masters. Nabal said with contempt. Nabal's arrogance overflowed in his words. Nabal replied, "My bread, my water, and the meat I prepared for my workers, I will not give to men whose origin I don't even know." David's men returned and reported what Nabal had said. Then David ordered, "Prepare your swords." And everyone obeyed. David also armed himself with his sword and set out with about 400 of his men, leaving 200 to take care of the baggage. One of Nabal's servants informed Abigail, Nabal's wife, "Did you hear? David sent messengers from the desert to greet our master, but he treated them badly. Despite this, they were very good to us. They never caused us problems, and during all the time we were with them in the fields, nothing of ours was taken." Nabal's servant, with sincere words, emphasized the kindness and protection that David and his men offered to Nabal's shepherds. They protected us day and night while we tended the flocks, showing great loyalty and care. He added, with a tone of apprehension, "Think carefully, my lady, and take action. This could bring great problems for our master and his entire family. He is a stubborn and cruel man, and no one can talk to him." The intelligence of Abigail, Nabal's wife, shone in the midst of that dangerous situation. Moved by wisdom, she acted quickly and decisively. Without wasting time, she prepared a generous gift for David: 200 loaves of bread, 2 full wineskins, 5 roasted sheep, 17 kilos of roasted wheat, 100 bunches of raisins, and 200 cakes of pressed figs, all carefully placed on donkeys. With a plan in mind, Abigail ordered her servants, "Go ahead, and I will follow you," keeping her plan secret from Nabal. She mounted her donkey and, as she rounded a bend on the descent, came face to face with David and his men, who were approaching seeking revenge. David reflected on the situation and said to himself, "What was the benefit of protecting this man's goods in the desert? We didn't take anything that belonged to him, and this is how he repays our help? May God punish me severely if I don't exterminate all his men before dawn." When Abigail saw David, she quickly got down from her donkey, prostrated herself before him, and touched her face to the ground. At his feet, pleading, "Please, my lord, listen to me. The responsibility is all mine. Don't take into account Nabal's attitude, for he is foolish. His name reflects exactly what he is, a fool. I, however, did not see the servants you sent. It was the Lord God who prevented you from taking revenge and shedding blood. I swear by your life and by the life of the Lord, that all your enemies and those who seek to harm you will be punished like Nabal. Please accept this gift I brought for you and your men. Forgive any mistake I may have made. The Lord God will make you king and establish your lineage, for you are fighting his battles and will not commit injustices while you live. If someone tries to attack you and take your life, the Lord your God will protect you like someone who guards a valuable treasure. But he will cast your enemies far away, like a man who throws stones with a sling. The Lord God will fulfill all the promises he made and establish you as king over Israel. And when that happens, you will have no reason to regret or feel remorse for having shed blood unnecessarily, or for having taken revenge with your own hands. And when the Lord God grants you his blessings, remember me." David replied, "Blessed be the Lord, the God of Israel, who sent you today to meet me. Thanks to your action and your discernment, I was prevented from committing murder and seeking revenge on my own. May the Lord God preserve me from causing you any harm. I swear by the Lord, the God of Israel, that if you had not hurried and come to meet me, by tomorrow morning all of Nabal's men would be dead, even the boys." Then David accepted the gift she brought and said, "Return home in peace. I will grant your request." Abigail returned home, where she found her husband Nabal celebrating like a king. He was drunk and happy. Therefore, she told him nothing that night. The next morning, when he was sober, Abigail revealed to him everything that had happened. Then Nabal had a collapse and became completely paralyzed. About 10 days later, the Lord struck Nabal, and he died. Upon learning of Nabal's death, David said, "Blessed be the Lord. He avenged me of Nabal, who insulted me, and kept me from committing evil. The Lord punished Nabal for his wickedness." Then David sent a marriage proposal to Abigail. His servants went to Carmel and said, "David sent us to bring you, so that you may become his wife." Then Abigail knelt with her face to the ground, and said, "I am David's servant and am ready to wash the feet of his servants." Then she quickly got up, mounted her donkey, and accompanied by her 5 maids, left with David's servants and became his wife. David had already married Ahinoam of Jezreel, and now Abigail also became his wife. Meanwhile, Saul had given his daughter Michal, who had been David's wife, to Palti son of Laish, from the town of Galim. As mentioned in the first book of Samuel chapter 25. Abigail's story teaches us several valuable lessons. Now, let's reflect on what we can learn from her. Wisdom in crisis. Abigail didn't panic. She assessed the situation and took decisive action. Courage. She wasn't afraid to put herself in danger to protect others. Diplomacy. Her words were carefully chosen to appeal to David's better nature. Faith. Abigail recognized God's hand in David's life and wasn't afraid to speak about it. Peacemaking. She prevented bloodshed through her actions. The story doesn't end there, however. When Abigail returns home, she finds Nabal in the midst of a drunken feast. She wisely waits until the next morning to tell him what happened. When Nabal hears the news, he has what appears to be a stroke and dies 10 days later. When David hears of Nabal's death, he praises God for defending his cause, and then asks Abigail to become his wife. Abigail accepts, becoming David's 3rd wife after Michal and Ahinoam. Now you might be wondering, what about polygamy? Isn't that wrong? It's important to remember that while the Bible records these events, it doesn't necessarily endorse all actions. God's ideal for marriage, as established in Genesis, is 1 man and 1 woman. However, in the cultural context of the time, polygamy was practiced, even by figures like David, who were described as following God's heart. Abigail's story doesn't end with her marriage to David. She continues to play a role in his life, even during difficult times. When David and his wives are captured by the Amalekites, Abigail shares in this difficulty in 1 Samuel chapter 30, verse 5. Later, she gives birth to a son of David named Chilib, also called Daniel in 1 Chronicles chapter 3. As we conclude Abigail's story, let's consider some broader lessons we can apply to our lives. The power of wise words is one of the most profound teachings we can draw from Abigail's story. In the book of Proverbs, chapter 25, verse 11, we read, "A word aptly spoken is like apples of gold in settings of silver." Abigail's words literally saved lives. She managed to prevent an imminent massacre with her wisdom and diplomacy. How can we use our words to bring peace and wisdom to difficult situations? In our daily interactions, we have the power to calm tensions, build bridges, and promote understanding. May we seek divine wisdom to speak with discernment and love. The importance of quick thinking is another crucial aspect exemplified by Abigail. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9, verse 10, advises us, "Whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might." Abigail didn't hesitate when action was necessary. Her quick response and ability to assess the situation were essential to prevent a tragedy. How can we cultivate this kind of decisiveness in our own lives? Being prepared, staying calm under pressure, and trusting in our ability to act decisively are skills we can all develop. Standing up for justice is a central theme in Abigail's narrative. The book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verses 8 and 9, says, "Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the rights of all who are destitute. Speak up and judge fairly, defend the rights of the poor and needy." Abigail stood up for what was right, even when it was difficult and dangerous. How can we stand up for justice in our daily lives? We can be advocates for truth, fight for the rights of the marginalized, and act with integrity in all our interactions. Recognizing God's plan is a spiritual skill that Abigail possessed. The book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 28, reminds us, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Abigail recognized God's hand in David's life and acted accordingly. How can we be more aware of God's work in our lives and in the lives of others? Through prayer, meditation, and study of the Scriptures, we can cultivate a greater sensitivity to God's presence and purpose. The value of a godly spouse is highlighted through Abigail's character. The book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 10, asks, "A wife of noble character who can find? She is worth far more than rubies." Abigail's character shines through this story, showing us the importance of virtues such as wisdom, courage, and godliness. Whether married or single, how can we cultivate these godly qualities in our own lives? Seeking a deep relationship with God, developing Christian virtues, and serving others with love are ways to become people of godly character. As we reflect on these lessons, we can find inspiration to live more wisely, justly, and godly, following Abigail's example and applying these eternal principles in our own lives. In conclusion, Abigail's story is a powerful reminder of how one person's wisdom and courage can change the course of events. Her quick thinking and eloquent words not only saved lives but also helped shape the future of Israel by keeping David on his God-ordained path. As we close, I want to leave you with a question to reflect on. In what areas of your life can you apply Abigail's wisdom and courage? Are there situations where you need to be a peacemaker, or where you need to stand up for what's right, even if it's difficult? Remember, friends, God can use each of us, just as He used Abigail, to make a difference in the world around us. Let's strive to cultivate wisdom, courage, and faith in our daily lives. If this study touched your heart, share it with someone who might benefit from these lessons. Leave your comment below about what impacted you most in Abigail's story. Thank you for joining us on this journey. May God bless you, and until the next video.